watching Daytime Tea Time with Candace. It's time to pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it. Alright, you guys, we're about to talk about one of R. Kelly's alleged victims, Dominique Gardner. Dominique Gardner was one of R. Kelly's 3 girlfriends more recently, until she left him and went back with her mother. Dominique Gardner dated R. Kelly for almost 10 years. If you watch the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, Dominique is the young lady who was at the hotel and her mother came to rescue her. You also may have seen her standing next to one of R. Kelly's other girlfriends, Joycelyn Savage, on the TMZ interview. Well, there is a video that recently resurfaced of Dominique claiming that her mother is a liar. She basically claims that in the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, when her mother came to the hotel and rescued her, she insinuated that that hotel rescue that we saw on the Surviving R. Kelly documentary was set up by her mother and not really a rescue. And she accuses her mother of doing all of this for money. Dominique claims that her mother threatened to kill herself, her dog, and Dominique's little brother. Check this out and then I'm coming back with some more.
My name is Dominique Gardner, and I'm quite sure you all heard about my mother, Michelle Kramer. And I'm here to let you all know the truth about her, expose her of the liar she truly is. Now I know you guys are probably judging me like, oh, how a daughter just gonna put her mother out there like that, but truth be told, she put me out there like that, so it's only right that I come back and tell you guys the truth, because she's been putting lies out there and I'm here to tell the truth. First of all, my mother, she knows where I live. She came all the way to LA pretending like she was sick, tricking me into coming to see her outside of my hotel door, which I did open because as a daughter, you think your mother's sick. So what do? You want to be there for her. But in this case, she came with a camera crew from Lifetime. And when I opened the door, she ambushed me with cameras. Took me off guard. And I closed the door on her. Because that's wrong. She's trying to make it seem like I'm held captive by R. Kelly. And that's not the case. I am not a victim. And what's funny is that I just spent the whole weekend with her. But I'm held captive. I escaped. No, that's not the case at all. My mother, she's money hungry. She's upset because I stopped paying her bills. Because I was, well, technically, R. Kelly was paying them. I will ask him for money to give to her so she can pay her bills. And once I couldn't do it anymore, I just got tired and fed up. I told him the truth and he cut it off. And she didn't like that, so she threatened to kill herself, my little brother, and the dog. Just for some attention, just because she wasn't getting a paycheck anymore. Like, that's sick. How could you say that about your own child? You're gonna kill your own son because the money stopped rolling in? Like, you guys have no idea. She's trying to play like she's a victim, like she's actually concerned about me, but truth be told, she's not concerned about me. All she wants is the fame, the publicity. Lifetime offered her $5,000 to do an interview, to come to LA to expose, let me see, I don't really know what they was exposing, because as you all can see, I'm good. I'm just tired of the lies. I just want everybody to know the truth. And there you have it. That's the truth, spoken from Dominique Gardner. Don't believe anything else no one say. Like, oh, Dominique said this, I heard Dominique said that. No. What you're hearing right now is what Dominique said, so let that be known. And that's the truth.
Okay, so you guys heard what Dominique had to say. She's basically calling her mother a liar and saying that all of this is about money, which is very similar to what Azriel Clary and Joycelyn Savage said about their parents.
Tell me, Azriel, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe in some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies. as because you want to be. All because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells.
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys see that these women are saying out of their own mouths that they're not brainwashed, that their parents are lying, and that their parents are lying for money. This is coming directly from their mouths. Now, of course, all of the parents of these young women have denied this. They have denied that they've done anything for money, and they claim that their daughters were brainwashed and that R. Kelly has forced them to say these things about their parents.
My parents definitely started this whole situation.
Which situation?
What's going on? You know, basically lying and trying to get money and bringing out all these different lies and stuff. You know, my parents, they put out, especially my dad, he's the whole master of this whole situation.
Did either of you try to get money from R. Kelly?
No.
No.
You never got money from him, and you never tried to get money from him. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, only business dealing were potentially related to my daughter.
Dominique Gardner's mother, Michelle Kramer, actually wrote on her Instagram today saying, "Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all of the support and love and prayers. I know many of you guys seen the video of Dominique Gardner saying something not so nice about me. Well, when she left after the 3 days and went back to him, he'd made her do it to prove her love and loyalty. All the things Tasha K has said is all lies. I can't speak a lot about things because it's an open investigation." So as you can see, Dominique Gardner's mother has denied this. And she's saying that R. Kelly made Dominique make the video in order to prove her loyalty. Now, the part where she says all the things Tasha K has said is all lies, she is referring to Tasha K from Unwind with Tasha K YouTube channel, if you're not familiar with her. Tasha K recently put out a video where she's exposing R. Kelly's inner circle. In that video, she actually exposes Dominique's mother, Michelle Kramer, for allegedly selling her daughter to R. Kelly. Tasha K reposted Michelle Kramer's post and she said, "That's all they ever say. She's lying. Sis is mad because I'm about to tear her another hole in her ass again for pimping her daughter for Gucci bags." Now, like I mentioned, Tasha K has a YouTube channel called Unwind with Tasha K, and Michelle Kramer is responding to one of Tasha K's recent videos where she accused her of basically selling her daughter to R. Kelly. I'll link that video below if you missed it. Okay, so as you guys can see, this R. Kelly saga has so many layers, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's so many people telling multiple contradictory stories that it's so hard to understand which parts are true and which parts are false. On one hand, you have all of the girls on video saying that their parents are lying and that it involves money. And then on the other hand, people are saying, oh, the girls are brainwashed and R. Kelly made them say it. Dominique Gardner actually did an interview recently with Jim DeRogatis, and he explained what Dominique had to say to him. Check this out, and then I'm coming back with some more.
Less than a year since Dominique Gardner left R. Kelly for the final time, and she tells the New Yorker that the singer tried to break her.
She says Kelly was physically and emotionally abusive. Jerika Duncan is in Chicago, where she spoke to the author of the article.
She was reluctant to speak out.
Jim DeRogatis has been reporting on R. Kelly for nearly 2 decades. Last week, he sat down with Dominique Gardner for her first interview since she left Kelly around 9 months ago.
She said to me, I loved him and he loved me. And when it was good, Jim, it was perfect. And yeah, he hit me. And yeah, he pulled out chunks of my hair. And yeah, he beat me with an electrical cord. But I loved him and he loved me.
Gardner told DeRogatis at one point she lived with Kelly and 5 other women. She said, quote, everything you do, you have to ask Kelly, including when you can eat or go to the bathroom. She said she often disobeyed and then suffered what she called, quote, consequences, including spankings, slappings, and beatings.
She seemingly is angry when describing some of what she says she experienced, but yet and still she says he doesn't deserve jail and he's really not a bad person. He needs help.
I think Neek is a really conflicted young woman. There's love, and then there's also fear. There's anger, and there's pain.
Last week, we spoke to Dominique's mother, Michelle Kramer.
I can't understand how somebody say they love you, and in the same breath, spit in your face.
That's what you say R. Kelly did to your daughter?
Yes.
Does Dominique believe she was brainwashed?
No, she rejects the word brainwash. She rejects the word cult. She told me what he tried to do is break me, and I wouldn't be broken.
she just described sort of, you know, it's not a very long article, but she described being conflicted, as I mentioned in the story, about him as a person. Jim was telling me when he met with her to do this interview at a bar, he asked her, you know, why did you stay so long? What was it about him? And he said that she pulled out her cell phone. She showed Jim R. Kelly's mugshot, and she said, you see those eyes right there? It's those eyes. Those eyes, I know there's a lot of pain there. So she talks about R. Kelly confiding in her about being abused as a child and her feeling bad for him in many ways, but also understanding that what she experienced was not right. And interestingly enough, the reason why she left is because, you know, she came home, but she actually wound up going back to R. Kelly and then came home. And that second time, that's the 9 months that she's essentially been home for good.
All right, you guys, you saw that. So that was more recently what Dominique Gardner had to say to reporters about her experience with R. Kelly. She's saying that she was abused. She knows that it was wrong, but she does not feel like she was brainwashed. I think it's very clear that R. Kelly is a very, very, very sick, disgusting man. But at the same time, when you have so many conflicting stories, it makes it hard to believe certain things. We know he's a pedophile. We know he's disgusting. But when it comes to specific stories, when people's story changes so often, it's hard to believe them. I'm just saying. Now, I've been working very closely with an inside source who knows all of these alleged victims. And I'm going to be breaking down to you, according to this inside source, who's lying and who's telling the truth. So please, you guys, make sure you look forward to that video. I will be dropping it very soon. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you will know exactly when my video drops. But alright, y'all, I'm done with this. I want to know what y'all think. According to these two videos about Dominique Gardner, which one do you believe? Do you believe that her mother is lying and that it was all for money? Or do you believe that R. Kelly made her make that video? Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'm going to catch you in the next one, alright? Bye.